back. Norma Miller was barely a teenager when she was spotted dancing outside a theatre in New York's Harlem district. That was 8 decades ago. She's been in showbiz ever since, going on to become known as the Queen of Swing.
Norma is now 95, and whether it's the Lindy Hop, Charleston or Jive, her love of dancing is as strong as ever. And she joins us now. Very good morning to you. It's lovely to see you. I saw you admiring my shoes, but I like yours. You see, I'd rather be wearing those.
I still have to wear the comfortable shoes.
I know the feeling.
I had to let go of the high heels many years ago.
Take us back to when you first started watching dancing.
Well, I never watched it. I just always danced. I became part of the dance community because I could dance. But I lived in Harlem, and it was not a place you couldn't go and couldn't find dancing. So I was able to sneak in and watch all the shows that was being produced in Harlem. I used to go around everywhere. I got thrown out of every place in the world. They used to chase me. I used to be in front of Savoy. I got chased in front of that all the time because the music was in the streets. You can hear it, and I could respond to what I'm hearing.
Because Harlem was a really happening place.
Well, Harlem was the epitome of a people that found a certain freedom. So everybody who could walk, run, jive, they came to Harlem. It was the one place where a black person could feel he had a freedom. So that in that setup, I was born. My mother came to Harlem for the same reason. I think my mother and father met at a place would be like one of those days, a ballroom. It was a place called Leroy's, where in those days you had sons and daughters of Barbados, sons and daughters of Jamaica, sons and daughters of Italy. This is where foreigners came to meet. Boy and girl met. That's how Boy and Girl met, because it was a place that all immigrants came to.
Yeah.
So that's how you met people that came from the same place you were. And that was what made, that's what made America. That was the freedom. And the dance was born out of that setting.
This is you in Hell's a Poppin', which is a crazy film.
1940.
Oh my
yeah, absolutely crazy film.
Yeah, that's it, 1940. Me and Billy Ricker. Yeah.
The energy you have is just amazing.
At 19, you have that energy.
Yeah, I guess.
Of course.
You started, though, you got your sort of first break, so to speak, when you were 12. You happened to be dressed for church, is that right?
That was an Easter Sunday. And going up to, see, Easter is a time coming out where you got what they call this fashion parade. And you can stand on the 7th Avenue, Lenox Avenue, and they come out in outfits. Well, I ran up to the Savoy to see how they would be going into the Savoy. And I was 12 years old, and Twist Mouth George asked me to come up and dance with him at a matinee. Well, I was a precocious youngster. I used to watch them dance, so I could do everything they did. And at 12, that was considered to be, I guess, genius. But here I was with the greatest dancer in the Savoy. I danced with him.
Oh, how fabulous.
My feet never hit the floor, of course. He could just throw me around and everything, because he was 6 feet tall and a face with a mouth all the way here to the side. That's why he was called Twist Mouth George.
Twist Mouth.
Twist Mouth George. See, he had a disease called Bell's palsy. But those days, nobody knew how to treat a thing called Bell's palsy. But we know now what it is.
Yeah.
I want to see more pictures of you dancing. We've got a clip of you in a film called A Day at the Races.
1937. This was the first one.
When you filmed something like that, how many takes did you have to do?
In those days, there was no such thing.
Wow.
You danced, and that was the take.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't have time to design routines. Remember, this was out of a first time seeing. I mean, this was even the studios, this is the first time they saw a thing called the Lindy Hop. So you had no preparation. This was a set that had already been filmed, and it was in the can. They saw us at the Paramount Theater in Los Angeles with Ethel Waters and added us to that scene. So it wasn't a scene where you had time to prepare, blah, blah. It wasn't that. See, everything with us was the beginning. I mean, they have developed it to a scientist now, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
That it came out as good as it did.
Tell
It's
us
a miracle.
Tell us what. I mean, you're clearly brilliant at it. Tell us what then it makes a really good Lindy Hop dancer.
Good person to have a good beat.
Good beat.
Got to know how to move on the beat. That's why what has happened in the ensuing years, they have taken the beat out of the music. And that's why music isn't danceable.
I know you produce people,
Yes.
and I've tried Lindy Hop. I'm no good at it, but we did this.
Did you ever try social dancing?
I don't know what I tried, to be honest with you, but we can show you
Have a
a
look.
little clip of it.
Judge her performance here,
I don't think it's very good.
outdoors.
You're doing a Charleston.
Okay. Didn't know that.
But when are you going to do a swing out? Where's the swing out? But you're only doing a Charleston.
Yes.
But if you're going out dancing with a guy, you're going to be in his arms, so he's going to swing you out.
Right, okay, so it was all about the swing out. That's what I missed, was it?
So these days, Norma, what is your involvement in dancing then? You
Producing it.
Right.
And I look for the best dancers. I'm looking for the dancers that have the quality that we had at their races. If you notice, there were 4 couples, and they each had an individual style. And that's what made the dance so special. But if you're going to present something to do as a show, you have to pit the best dancers who know how to hear the rhythm. And I base all of my rhythms on the Basie rhythms.
The Basie rhythms?
Oh, yeah. Basie has
Count
the
Basie's.
best. Count Basie has the best rhythm that you can move on. Basie used to tell his writers, write the music so to keep the dancers on the floor. So any song you hear by Basie, you can dance to. Doesn't matter what it is. Take a song that's a slow tempo. Da ya, da 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 da. Well, you can hear the beat.
Yeah.
And you do exactly what you hear. That's what makes it special. That is what has been taken out of the dance. That's why I wrote a song called "Give Me the Beat." Ding, 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 ding,
Norma, you
Give
have.
me the beat.
We
It
definitely
has
got
to have everything in life. Got to be everything. You walk.
Well,
with the
you've
beat.
certainly put a spring and a beat in our step this morning, Norma. It's
Thank
been a
you.
great pleasure to meet you.
Nice.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much. Norma is appearing in Leicester Square tonight and in Crouch End tomorrow.
That is...
I'm doing something at the Hippodrome. am I
And the
not?
and the Hippodrome. You're at the Hippodrome.
I'll be at the Hippodrome.
Okay.
Okay.
We're back tomorrow from 6, joined by...
Sarah Phelps, who's adapted J.K. Rowling's novel, The Casual Vacancy, for TV.
She changed the ending.
She did.
Tell us all
Goodbye.
about it tomorrow. Bye-bye.